This is part 4 of me answering your questions on what it takes to study maths at Oxford and Cambridge University. Today I'm going to be answering the question, do extracurriculars and supercurriculars matter? So do these things matter in your application? Will they impact whether or not you get an offer to study maths at Oxford or Cambridge? The short answer is supercurricular activities, yes. Extracurricular, no. Let me just define those two things. So extracurricular, just things you do outside of maybe school and just in your free time. So maybe play football, maybe you dance, maybe you are really good at playing a piano or whatever, things like that. To be honest, I don't really care about those because lots of people have hobbies, and most people do. They don't get me wrong; it's good to have hobbies, but Oxford and Cambridge don't care what yours are specifically and how good you are at it. I think the reason that is a good question to ask is because American universities seem to care a lot more. So if you're applying to the US, my answer would be slightly different. But in the UK, if you're applying to Oxford or Cambridge, or any other university for that matter, they really don't care about your extracurricular activities. That being said, though, it still is good to have them. And of course, when you come to study at Oxford or Cambridge, there'll be loads of facilities for you to kind of continue that. So if you really enjoy playing an instrument, there are tons of different bands. If you enjoy a sport, more likely than not, that sport is available at Oxford or at Cambridge. Um, so it's good to have them, but Oxford and Cambridge don't care when you make that application. There's no point mentioning them on your personal statement. Maybe just mention that as half a sentence at the end, but you don't need to go into any more depth. In terms of supercurriculars, they do care about those. So your supercurricular activities are things that are related to your subject. So in this case, maths. So for example, I'm on the Oxford Maths website here, and I've just Googled Oxford Mathematics public lectures, and you come up with this web page, and you can see here they've got a list of loads of online lectures that they have. So you can watch those, I believe, totally for free. So they've got one by Terence Tao, some other big names on here as well. So Marcus de Sortoy, Hannah Fry, James Maynard. There are probably lots of other names that maybe I don't recognize, but lots and lots of public lectures online for free. And then you can also potentially join the in-person ones by emailing this email. So there's loads of, that's just one thing that you could have as a supercurricular, going and watching lectures, either online or in person. Other things, maybe reading, maybe entering into mathematics competitions, all those sorts of things. These things do look good on a personal statement, but as I've said before, Oxford and Cambridge specifically don't really care too much about your personal statement. However, other universities, if they see these sorts of things, these will be like alarm bells going, okay, great, this guy's a big maths nerd. We want to give them an offer. So if you're not, if you're not considering Oxford or Cambridge, that's quite useful to mention. If you are applying to Oxford or Cambridge, I'd definitely still mention it, but they probably won't care as much as other universities.